Okay, so Star Wars trailer. Like I kind of knew there would be one today, but I kind of forgot. Little bit to a lot to unpack, especially since half of it is just Rey. But let's talk about it real quick. So it starts with some very heavy breathing, which I guess is some sort of nod to the audience because we breathe very heavily when we're awaiting new Star Wars anything. And then you see Rey just out in the middle of a desert, just standing there with a new lightsaber that looks remarkably not broken, so it's definitely a different one than Luke's. It also looks a little different. You don't really get a very good look at it. But as Luke's voice plays in like a voiceover type thing where he's like, we're passing everything on to you now. She does a flip, and she's going for like a cut down the middle maneuver on this TIE fighter. It honestly looks a lot like Kylo Ren's TIE fighter. But I don't think she's going to try to kill Kylo Ren right then and there. Seems a little bit unceremonious. Moving on. Next, you see Kylo Ren looking rather badass, but at the same time, we've seen him look like he's going to accomplish something in trailers previously, and then proceeds to lose to a girl who's never used a lightsaber, and do absolutely nothing but complain and get beaten by a projection of Luke Skywalker. So, can't really get my hopes up about Kylo Ren in a trailer anymore. After that, you see some Billy D. Williams action. He's back in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, which that makes me a little upset because I love Lando Calrissian. I thought Donald Glover did a great job. Billy D. Williams made the character iconic, but putting him on screen lets me know that he's going to die. And I didn't want him to be back in these movies because as long as he's not on screen, he's alive out there somewhere. But now that he's in the movie, Disney is going to kill him right before our very eyes because he is a member of the original trilogy. So he has to go. Then you see some unused footage from Episode 7, I mean Rey and Princess Leia hugging, which makes it goes for your heart. That's the whole point. It's supposed to make you upset because you know Carrie Fisher passed away, and this is probably going to be how they send off Princess Leia. Maybe she'll die off screen in the movie or something like that. I don't know. All I know is they blew their chance last time, but they blew a lot last time. So a little bit after that, though, you see a very large piece of a Death Star. I don't know what planet they could be on where they'd find a piece of the Death Star, especially considering what happened to the Death Star. It doesn't seem like it would have survived an explosion of that magnitude, but sure, you know what, we'll go with it. Because you know how these movies love the iconography from the original movies. Remember the downed Star Destroyer from the first movie's trailer? Where she's speeding along it, and it's just like, hey, that's a Star Destroyer. I've seen Star Wars. I know that. You also see Kylo Ren reconstructing his helmet, and that was the first moment in this trailer where I actually laughed audibly. Because I'm like, the ship that helmet was on has been destroyed, Kylo. Did you really go back for it? Why do you keep going back for these helmets? What use are they to you? And then the other time that I audibly laughed is at the reveal of the title of this movie, Star Wars: Rise of the Skywalker. Or The Rise of Skywalker. And I'm like, The Rise of Skywalker? There's only one, and I'm surprised you haven't killed him yet. You're going to. He's about to die. The other Skywalker is dead. You killed him. And the other Skywalker passed away in real life. So, all in all, I think that's a very silly title because it's just like, were you really that hard pressed? Couldn't go with like Legacy of the First Temple or End of an Era or like The Fall of the Dark, The Shroud of the Dark Side, The Light of Hope, something, anything really. I think every single one of those is a better title, but whatever. And now, not to be too negative or positive about this trailer, I'm curious. I'm morbidly curious. What can I say? I mean, Disney's been striking out with Star Wars lately. Out of the 4 movies that they've put out, one is good. The other wasn't. One was well received when it first came out, but then the third and fourth one happened, and the third one did well financially, but fans hated it because it was just a bad movie. The next one flopped for all intents and purposes, and wasn't received well by critics or fans because it just wasn't good. So this one has a lot to do. It has to do well financially, and it has to get the fans back in its good graces because they can't afford to strike out on something as big as Star Wars. Star Wars cost them $4 billion to buy, and they just recently made that investment back, and they haven't really started making much of a profit off of that purchase just yet. So they can't afford to just screw the pooch entirely on the Star Wars brand. They have to do something. But honestly, that morbid curiosity is probably going to lead to my disappointment because I'm definitely going to go see this movie. And it's not because I want to support Disney or because I think that these movies are good. It's just, I just want to see what they do. I want to see how they bounce back from what happened last time. I want to see where they go, because they can only go forward. So let's just see how they do that. But that's all I really got for you guys this time. I know it's a bit of a weird video, especially because my hair is not cooperating with me. But if you like this video, I don't know why you would, but leave a like, comment on it, anything you want really. And maybe subscribe if you're new. I haven't actually said that in a while. Anyway, if you want more videos, click anywhere on the screen if I decide to put videos up.
Every day is a miracle. Connect back with the people. And all the people you miss.